It is Saturday night on Radio 2000 with myself, Lelo Mzaca. And what an evening we're going to have, because in the house, I've got none other than the all-star himself, who needs no introduction, but I can tell you, I mean, he's a great musician. Kwaito house music, hip-hop, and even Amapiano producer. He's had stints as a radio and TV producer, and of course, the all-star DJ himself. He's also a footballer, and he can play the bass. It is none other than DJ Cleo. My brother, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for the invite, and greetings to you and your listeners.
Thank you so much for honoring the invite. I think you don't know just how much it means to us as the listeners of Radio 2000, and the listeners who've been listening to your music for so many years, been buying the music, supporting the music, going to concerts, coming through, and even supporting the acts that you've actually worked with, you know? First and foremost, I mean, you've actually produced successful singles and albums and various artists, you know, for quite some time now. I mean, this is for almost since beyond 2004.
22 years.
Kabang. Yeah. And just in terms of dance music, because that's what we talk on the show and that's what we play on the show.
Yeah.
How much evolution would you say that the dance music culture and dance music in general has actually undergone since you actually got into it?
Since I got into the industry, there's been so much evolution. I mean, there's been so much evolution since I've been in the industry. Dude, I came in when this song that's playing in the background, Mutu Swing.
Yeah.
I used to listen to this on radio while in high school. Yeah. So, and then I came into the scene, and house music was like that, straight beats. And then it evolved to tribal. That's when we got about royal drums, you know. And then the scene grew, you know. Then then the deep side was also there, and then we got introduced to other subgenres, you know, hard, techie, whatever they want to call it, you know, vocal house, soulful house, which I was very much into because I listen to a lot of jazz, actually, you know. So. Man, the scene has gone through so much, and it's been easy for me to evolve because I'm a musician first, before being a producer.
Yeah.
And being a musician means you play music. That's it.
And then
it's all music.
With you being a musician, because some old school musicians would say, look, these young cats who play and produce house music, this is computer mouse music. They click, click, click. With you, your producing process.
Yes.
Let us in on it. How is it like? Is it just maybe based on software, or live instruments are also in there?
It's a mixture. It depends on the feel of the song. But to set myself apart, I still use a lot of hardware. You know. In fact, I'm with my protege now, Osiga. He was showing me on FL some Roland JV 1080. I'm like, what do you son? Come to the studio. That thing, nine. You know, so I think that's how I set myself apart, even when plugins were coming into the scene. You know, but for the most part, it's also then the bass and me being me being able to play instruments, because then I understand, because I can play drums, I understand why there's 3 toms and not 4, or why there's 4, what the floor tom is for, the crash, the ride, the small cymbal, you know what I mean? Yes. So my understanding of that is also what I'm trying to impart in him. You know, to say, don't just be a mouse guy, you know. Learn
these things.
Yes, you know, understand the lingo as well. You know, today I was saying to him, he must understand what I mean when I say you're flat or you're sharp. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, it's a process. Yeah.
Now, interesting. Look, South Africans, they love house music. They really, really love house music. And would you say that the house music and dance music has been embraced in South Africa as much as it has been, let's say, in your European countries and even in your North American countries? I mean, there's also Ibiza, Spain, where like a pilgrimage each and every year of house music lovers and dance music lovers, they actually go there to have a good time, to embrace and to enjoy this thing called dance culture.
I think Ibiza is probably like maybe a once-off thing at a certain time of the year.
Yeah.
So Ibiza is a South Africa at a certain time of the year.
Oh.
You see, but SA, we dance with or without house music, with or without Amapiano. We dance to our own songs, traditional songs, wedding songs. You know, we toy with music.
Yes.
We fight with music.
With music.
You know what I mean?
Remind me of, there's this a DVD called Amandla, A Revolution in a Four-Part Harmony, where they talk about song and how important song is to South Africans, whether we're grieving or celebrating.
Warfare, it's song.
It's
know what I mean? So because of that, this is why we are the capital of dance music, irrespective of genre. Because
I know that, I don't know if you remember, there was a South African music conference that happened out in Carfax, the very, very first one. It was around 2004, 2005.
2004.
Yes.
I was there.
Yes, of course you were there. I was a young journalist there for the Mail and Guardian, and I was writing about the South African Music Conference. And I mean, you being there as well, there were like quite a number of delegates there. You were like part of
I wasn't a delegate.
Yes, you were not. You were part of
delegate.
us.
Yeah.
Yes.
I attended all conferences as an attendee.
It's an attendee.
That's it.
And it surprised a lot of young people in the music industry to say, Cleo's done so much in terms of he's getting into this, but I mean, he's producing such good songs.
But uhleli nathi.
And he's the one who's firing the questions. I remember you firing questions there to the Revolution twins. And they're like, hey, man, Cleo, why do you keep asking so many questions? But I mean, that as well, it opened up the space to say, how people who produce house music come together and let us share ideas, because that's how for the first time I saw through Frank Roger how a house track is being put together. And how these things are being mixed, what are mixes and how those things work. With this culture of South Africa, of house music, in terms of now the gear that's being used compared to the gear that was used back then, how do you feel about now with quite a lot of, there's a lot of DJs that are coming through. Some abandon your turntables and they go for CDJs. Some don't even go for CDJs. They use laptops, strictly laptops.
Look, by the way, I'm a student of the music. I'm a student of the industry. And that's why you saw me at these conferences, sitting with everyone to learn. Look, it boils down to the Constitution, honestly. Everyone has got their right to free trade and do whatever they want to do, how they see fit, provided it doesn't infringe on anyone else's right or break the law. So if guys want to DJ using their cell phones, so be it. So I can't really say how I feel about it. I'll stay true to the art. And that's how I got onto the laptop for like 6 months, and then I got off. Because being sabenzela, but also people look at you and then you drop a nice mix, but wenzela a computer. And I heard that comment once.
Really?
And I dropped it.
Yes. We are speaking to the all-star DJ Cleo, right here on Radio 2000 on Saturday Sounds. Now, before we get into the first mix that you've actually given us, there are a lot of DJs that actually listen to the show because they love the show. They love the music we play here. Let's start at the beginning. Where did the love of this thing called music for you start, and you getting into producing, being a DJ, and of course being an artist, which is what you are first?
I'll try and speed it up. I started music when I was 10. It was an extramural activity. Others play netball, others do cricket. I did music at home. And then, at home and at church. And then my parents bought me the toys to play with because this is my sport. So they bought me an acoustic guitar. The first one by Kadime from Murudi. And then they bought me an acoustic guitar, and then I got my first bass guitar on the 2nd of April 1992. It was a Thursday. I still have it.
Wow.
And then I just did music, and then a friend of mine taught me how to produce. And I didn't know that I want to do this for a living. It was a sport that I excelled in. You see. And then fast forward, age 14, 15, the same friend was befriending a lot of celebrity musicians, blah, blah, blah. And I got all the contacts from him. So I started putting together a demo.
Yeah.
And then I put it together with him. And then I started shopping for a deal. And then fast track to 1998 when I was doing matric, and I wanted to go study sound engineering.
Yes.
Now I was kind of clued up as to the path I need to follow.
Yeah.
And sound engineering led to me being on YFM as a producer.
Yes.
Because now I've learned how to use the computer and the editing software.
Uh-huh.
And now being on YFM, I can expose my talents as a DJ.
Yeah. And you're surrounded by many DJs.
Yes. That's with Ashifa Shaba in 2000.
Yeah.
And then DJ Fresh spotted me and he said, "No, my man, you're now coming to work with me." And through him, then I said, "Dude, I actually make music.
All right.
I make house and kwaito." And he told me straight, "Ka kwaito." He said, "My man, you're on your own there." So like, okay, sharp. Let's try the house thing then.
Yeah.
And Fresh was my mentor, and pretty much the role that I'm playing with Siga here is the role that Fresh played in my life.
That is fantastic that you're doing that you're not hogging the knowledge.
No,
you're actually passing it on.
Yeah. And
to
that's
the younger generation.
And that's how Bo Pitch Black Afro came about. That's how Bo Bricks came about. You see, Bo Bizizi, the Teddy Bears, Siga. I can go on. You know, what's his name? Brown Dash, the late.
Yes.
You know, may his soul rest in peace. Yes.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Bob Brown Dash.
Yeah.
Pitch Black Afro, and artists that you've been collaborating with and doing music with and you know, making them shine as well. You are listening to Radio 2000, and yes, you can send through your voice notes there on 060-584-2250. And Cleo, you gave us 2 mixes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be playing the first one now.
All right.
Why 2 mixes? I was chill.
Oh, Kwanta, you wanted 1 30-minute mix.
I asked for 1. You know, I was like, you know what? Let me not bother you too much.
I didn't want to do a transition. I could have transitioned from one genre to another with ease. But I just figured, you know what, because I've been on radio before, I also kind of know if I give him a long mix, then ads in the middle or whatever, I was like, nah, let me give him 2. Then he's got time to play the ads and not interrupt the mix. So it's also just the knowledge of radio and how radio works.
Well, that is DJ Cleo. And without further ado, DJ Cleo has got us what we call the pulsating mix right here on Saturday nights. Let's go there to Bishop Maila. Bishop. How are you doing, Bishop? No, fantastic. Especially on namhlanje. He's listening.
Bishop, the one and only.
He's wearing his biker's vest today, and it looks really good with all the badges. I'm glad I left my biker's my biker's vest and biker jacket because it has no vest, no badges, none whatsoever. No, I've got no badges just yet. Radio 2000, our music, your memories. I'm still in conversation with our guest tonight, DJ Cleo, the All-Star, Eskaleni. And yes, put together this fantastic mix. Cleo, I know. Uyibethile boss.
Sisha zonke.
Zonke.
Genre le. As long as it's music, we mix.
Shepherd, you mixed Cortes and Shepherd.
Oh, nah. Oliver Mtukudzi and
I know. Dance music, beautiful music, South African music, and the voice notes have been coming through.
Radio 2000. Look, Lelo, ke thabetse from Soshanguve South. Look, man, the planning, the preparation that went into this mix, my brother. That is why DJ Cleo has Orbona. You can go anywhere else in the world, you never find this mix.
Yes.
So, yeah. Thank you, DJ Cleo. Salute, my brother. We love you.
Lots of appreciation for the work that you've put in. I mean, like you did say, and you did tell me, which I know. This one, we told him. Yeah.
Lelo Mzaca. Eskalens Kantombe. DJ Cleo. Ngopotsa go morao Cleo. Ngopotsa go morao nakologo YFM bonna. Opula nakologo YFM DJ Cleo. Eskaleng. But that show, it was the Vanilla Experience Meltdown. DJ Cleo, Lelo, la re bola ka tjeko. Modoza Makao.
Mzaco. Hey, thank you so much for bringing up the legend, DJ Cleo. Oh, my brother, keep it up. Keep it up the good work. Keep it up, my brother.
Danko.
Mzaco, Cleo parts. Uskatata. Utlawa. Utlashwela ku Cleo.
Thank you. And we see that you got some calls there. Let's go to Pretoria, where there is Nakedi. Nakedi.
Hola, Lelo. No. Pandaki Utwiri Skoko. DJ Cleo in the mix. No, that man keep us. I remember one of his tracks, I think, go that Gatecrasher Meets Africa compilation, ya Fresh Little Land. Man, thanks, Bafit. Thanks for a nice Saturday. Ketabo, Imo Josie. Hola, Lelo.
Thank you. Let's go to, it is Jimmy Makau. Kona Bizo Mutsepe.
Aw Lelo. Uduche lentwana ko last town. Aw Cleo wa brother Mnyepao. Dumela ro go potse gae. When are you making a scene mo gae o dire concert nyana or something? Yes, let us invite Ride Park.
Isho, fire. Shoba fethu awumfundo lona. Kotmani DJ Cleo, thank you siyabonga. Hey. I'm 25 years, but I can relate. This is fire. This is cool, man. Like I'm a DJ also, but this one I'm taking notes. Dope mega mix for fish. Otherwise, thanking you I'm Fundo Lona from KZN.
Thanks DJ. Awushayele ngoma yamnandi la.
Hayi DJ Cleo. Hayi Shem, wonke umuntu uthatha serious. Hayi, this is an expensive mix, Shem. Woo, what a weekend. Thank you so much.
Ngiyabonga siswami man. Ngiyabonga. Umsebenzi wami ukujayivisa abantu. Even when I get booked and I travel all over the country, that's what I do because umsebenzi wami ukujayivisa abantu.
Thank you. I'm listening from Tembisa. This is Peggy. Thank you. Bye.
I know namdiyabulela man uba nendlalela today.
DJ Cleo Escaleni. This is a DJ Cleo mix.
In the Free State. Now, Cleo, a lot of people, you've worked with countless number of acts there. And no one can forget the work that you've done with the likes of Pitch Black Afro. There was Mzaca in there, the late Brown Dash, you name it, Amapiano. Just tell us about, how it was like actually working with these kinds of talented artists.
The answer is in your question. Talented artists. I was working with talent. Yeah, there's a lot of chance takers out there. Also today, nowadays, it's so easy to get a hit, overnight hit, and then they fail to sustain beyond 4 months because they actually don't know how they even got to the top. So yeah, I was working with talent, man, and I worked with the best, man. Mendoza, bro. I remember writing on a piece of paper, and a piece of paper is 31 lines.
Wow.
The number of artists I've worked with.
Yeah.
And this was like 10 years ago. And I filled it up and I turned it over. Squatter Camp, Kwela Debza, Pro Kid, Hauser, Kabelo, Bugalav, Appleseed from Bongo Muffin. The list is endless.
For some, maybe they saw you as some kind of a musical doctor because they would say, okay, you know what? When we need something special, let's go to Cleo.
What, Cleo?
Yeah?
Yeah. It's the phrase that pays.
Yeah. And of course, the process, like you say, when you're working with the artist and you say, look, this one's a talented artist. I don't even know how you identify with it. This one is talented. But sometimes talent just speaks for itself.
No, of course. Yeah.
It speaks for itself.
Yeah, don't speak to me. Don't tell me you're talented. Don't send me a DM. Send me your work. The work is the talent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, Kamalomo, anything is possible. Kamalomo Kijola li Beyonce.
Baga mulomo unkatsela no kaitle.
Well, understand.
Yes.
Kamulo.
Yeah.
But reality is something else. Yeah. So let the work speak for you.
And then, I mean, the working process is, do you like adapt to say, okay, with this one, I'm going to do things like this. And that one, I'm going to do things like this. Or they need to work with your process?
50-50, you know, because obviously it's like a marriage, you know. So, but I have my processes that I'm stubborn about.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I don't just record you. I need to hear the first 4 lines
And
of
that
your,
has to, they have
of
to
your
speak
verse.
to you.
They
Yeah.
have to speak to me. If they don't, I'll tell you, let's change here, maybe fix there, try this. I'll even suggest, I'll even write for people. That's how I started singing. That's how I did Sisingamba now. Because
Yes.
I wrote Chovicho, the chorus, I wrote Sweetie Baby. Bangity Pitch Black, when I was Afro, Pitch Black, I came up with that hook. So hooks are my thing, you know.
Yeah.
So if it means it will make the song sound good, then it doesn't matter who wrote what. Yeah.
Doesn't matter who wrote what, if it makes the song sound good. And the way you've been able to adapt, like you say, you've done Squatter Camp,
Yeah.
you've done Amapiano, you've done quite a lot of different acts who actually do different genres.
Yeah.
Tell us about the way that you actually adapt from one genre to another.
I don't think there's a process. Remember, I am music. Music is me.
Yes.
Music is in my DNA. It's in my blood. I breathe it. So there's no process.
There's no process.
As soon as I say kids are music, you know, that's it.
Yeah.
I've switched on and that's that.
You've switched on and that's that. And of course, now you talked a bit about the fact that as talented as you are, you still needed the
education.
To go to school and actually really, really refine this thing that you have inside of you.
But not refine music. I could have studied music, but
Yes.
what am I going to do with the music degree, you know, when I've done just about everything? So, yeah, man, I went back to school after 20 years to pursue a degree in business management, and it's going well so far. It's a pity COVID robbed us of campus life.
Yeah.
But it also saved me from a lot. Yeah, you know, being on campus at my age, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's my final year now, and I'm very excited about the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And I've actually just enrolled again this week for another degree after this one. So I just hope it's the problem is it's destabilizing my music. So because you know, so I might just not study further, but I've registered already. So yeah, man, there's so much to do, bruv. I'm starting a motorcycle club, a charity club. Actually, yeah. So all our riders, we ride for charity.
For charity.
Yeah.
But to go to that Bible, okay, what you are studying? What are you studying?
Right now my majors are media studies and business management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, let me not speak about that next year.
So next year.
year.
And then, boy, besides the education, there was a sports aspect to it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen you training with the Bid vs. Vids and your involvement with
and
this thing.
dunks.
Yes. We've seen your involvement
Yeah.
with football.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
It was all about fulfilling what's in my heart, not what Lelo wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was about me. It was a selfish decision, all about me and my mental health and my happiness.
Yeah.
And that's what we should all strive for, to live for ourselves and do what pleases us.
Pleases us.
Not at the expense of the next person,
Yeah.
but, you know.
Please us within us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it was all about. Nothing else.
Nothing else.
No matter who laughed at me, who said what, social media, blah, 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 I was not bothered.
You're doing it for yourself.
That's it.
And then, of course, off the field, there was that sports apparel brand.
Yes.
Yes. Tell us about that. I've searched for that. I'm still searching.
That's the reason I went back to school. Because I had business ideas, but I just didn't know how to get them off the ground.
Yeah.
And if they got off the ground, they just hovered 1 meter above the ground. You know, and yeah, that's the main reason I went back to school, to actually get the acumen, because for now music comes easy, but not business.
All right.
For others, business comes easy, but not music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like you said, you linking radio, it's your thing. It comes easy. flawless.
Yeah.
Mara, the bass.
Playing the bass.
Yeah.
Ay. No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's my strong point, bass.
Yeah.
My compositions start from bass, actually. So that's why I went back to school.
All right. We're talking to DJ Cleo. He's here. And let's go for a quick break. And after that, we're going to wrap up this conversation. Cleo?
Wankuba.
Akuku, man, you can stay.
Hey, man.
Okay, no. Stay a little bit. Let's go to the break.
Cleo, he fits in all the years, in all the genre of music. He produces into out of this world. So onwards and upwards, and all the best for your studies. Thank you.
DJ Cleo esikhaleni hola DJ Cleo mfethu yizo Lelo hayi mfethu yadlala uCleo mfethu lona uMagic ntaka baba kwamkhonazi eMdlibeki mfethu DJ Cleo esikhaleni hola
Radio 2000 Plomon Cleo esikhaleni mfethu asakuthanda mfethu we legend mfethu mina akufihlele. To be honest mfethu we legend, because we've been listening to your music years and years mfethu, and yeah mfethu sakuthanda mfethu thina like KZN, mina mfethu ngilike KZN PMB Pietermaritzburg.
Still in conversation with the DJ Cleo, who says that yena abatluvaya, and he's actually having a good time with us right here at Radio 2000. And Cleo, I mean, look, the evolution of dance music and the dance culture now. Amapiano, gom.
Yeah.
And lots of people loving it, lots of people embracing it. Some territories in the country not really embracing Amapiano because they've got their own thing and what have you. But all of these genres can coexist. I mean,
sure.
Yeah. They can coexist. Your take on it?
They can. I think looking down on other genres is tantamount to looking down on other races or racial groups. Bapedi, Mazulu, what, So we can all coexist, man. Music is music, and music is universal. It's the one language that the whole world speaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Music and money, I guess.
Music and money.
Yeah.
And then any acts that we might look forward to that you're working with?
Yeah, man. I'm with Siga Dabula here, new artist. He's an Amapiano producer, but he's actually a brilliant producer overall. And we've just dropped a new single of his called, and I must say this properly, Sax Education.
Oh, with an A.
With an A.
Yes, like a saxophone.
Yeah.
All right.
Featuring Katleho Sax, who plays saxophone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, we're doing a lot of work, and mark my words, I'd put a lot of money on this and say he's poised to be the next big thing.
Yeah.
But it's also imperative that we build him up properly and not be an overnight star.
Yeah.
And that's why I came with him here, so he knows he's never been in a radio station before. So
really? Well, welcome. I remember my
I know,
first time.
fresh.
Clearly very fresh. He's never been in a radio studio before, a live one.
So he needs to know how these things happen, what happens off air. Oh, you guys talk, banter. Oh, okay, sharp. You know what I mean? Not for him to freeze now because he's sitting with Lelo and he doesn't know what to do.
No. We still talk off air.
Yeah, so I need him to get familiar with these things because soon he'll be on his own.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He's only 21, by the way. Just turned 21 like 2 months ago.
This kind of training is actually quite a good thing, and I think he's very privileged to be learning from you.
Yeah.
And for you, it's a very good thing to be giving your time to, to say, Mfanomngan was a hambanan
and his parents know where he is also.
Yes.
I know his home, and it's also important to do things that way so that Linna Hampala know where to report him.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. It mustn't just be that the child has disappeared to say Chobek Naboban Bani. No. So man, please remember this name, Siga Dabula. In fact, don't even remember it. You will know
You'll know it.
Yeah.
It will make itself known to you.
Yeah.
And then, just when it comes to then, now we're in the advent of the CDs, no longer buying physical CDs.
Yeah.
Now we're buying, if you're a purist, you can actually like still get your hand on either a CD or a vinyl and what have you. But now it's streaming. Everything is online. And the business how does that affect the business of music and people getting money into their pocket? Is it negative or is it positive? Or both?
It's more negative, I remember when I won best-selling download 5 years in a row.
I remember that.
Which got me 12 summers.
Yes.
A download was 5 rands. Best-selling.
Yes.
At 5 rands.
One download.
And you outselling everyone.
Yes.
And now it's how much? 30 cents? 1 rand?
Is that a download
cents?
or even a streaming? And I hear that.
Oh no, streaming is worse. Streaming is 0 comma.
It needs to be streamed a couple of times for it to be considered a sale.
To even make a rand. You see, so I was having this conversation with some young up and coming guys, and I said to them, guys, Gcinimpilo Yam did well. We're sitting on, I think, cumulatively 26 million views on YouTube. Streams, I don't even know. I lost count. But if that was physical sales, I wouldn't be here because why must I go to talk? Why must I go to Lelo? But it is what it is, Bryce. It's the new dawn of music. It's 2022. It's the fourth industrial
revolution.
Fourth industrial revolution. So yeah, man, we just adapt and make the most of the times we are in and dress up for the climate.
Yeah. And on the show, like we asked you for a mix and you gave us 4.
Yeah.
We do actually invite also like DJs either that are not well known in terms of other territories, but who are very, very good. We've had guys from Amapiano, guys from KZN.
Yes.
There's a guy from Johannesburg, Cape Town, you name it. And we invite them to come in, to submit their mixes. And then when we like what they give, we play it on air. What would you like to say to DJs who are listening right now who have this opportunity to say they can actually play now on Radio 2000, on The Pulse, on Saturday nights, as a platform in which a giant like you has also played on?
I think you've summed it up. The most important thing I would say is there mustn't be selective of interviews. This is my first interview in 5 months on a big station. Yeah. Everything else was community stations.
Yeah.
Because I'm not selective.
Yes.
Smamang on an online what with 2,000 subscribers, it's fine. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Smamang with a young podcast, it's fine. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Because I've never really been the selective type, as exposure. Any exposure is good exposure.
Yes.
Whether to 5 people or to 1 million listeners.
And if it's 5 people, you don't know who might be listening.
You don't know who of those 5 people is the station manager of Radio 2000.
Yeah, with 2 million listeners.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I almost saw. Because personality there, man.
So
but
they must take the opportunity.
Take every single opportunity you get. Don't wait for Radio 2000. Take the smaller ones as well, because they lead to the bigger opportunities.
No, that is fantastic. Anything that you'd like to say to our esteemed listeners of Radio 2000 who clearly really enjoyed having you here?
I'd like to say in closing, guys, I've been in the industry for 22 years and I'm so grateful for the support I've received over the many years. And I promise never to let people down. I promise to keep flying the South African flag high. I'm supposed to be in Botswana next week, Friday. And I promise to be a positive role model, as I've been for the many years, and lead a good lifestyle. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I still don't.
No,
and
look at those guns.
I'm only 43, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, thank you so much for the opportunity, to you and to the station and to your listeners for taking the time to even listen to me.
Oh, man.
They could have switched off when I started playing, and then come back when you start talking, so and then I'll keep you guys posted on how this school thing is going. And there's something I've planned for graduation, which will involve a lot of people and a lot of media houses to do with raising funds
Yeah.
for future graduates.
For future graduates.
Yes, because I'm in that debt. Yes, school.
Yeah.
My degree is literally costing me 170,000 rand.
My goodness.
You know what I mean? So I know what historical debt is. I know what skoloto sadibuka is, or studies. And of course, the motorcycle club, which is launching around end of August. It's only charity.
Only charity.
So Bishop Maila knows me from the motorcycle circles.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And so we're gonna be launching in different in all 9 provinces, but doing charity events.
Nice.
So we ride for the greater good of the community. And it's Eskaleni MCC, Eskaleni Motorcycle Charity Club. So look out for that one.
Cleo, thank you so much for giving us your time, for
man.
giving us the mixes, for being enthusiastic about this interview and the lead up to it.
22 years later.
Your enthusiasm and your support on social media and everything has been second to none. And we really, really, really appreciate that.
No, I thank you, man. I thank you. I never take these things lightly. Like I said, any exposure is good exposure. And if I can't lead by example, what's going to happen to him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and even being here on time,
Yes.
Because I was away, then I went home to pick him up and I said, hey, Assam. We're never late for these things, and if I'm late, then he's going to forever be late.
True.
If I come here drunk, he's gonna be forever drunk. You gave me water, exactly what I drink. So
Clear, man. Thank you, and may you be blessed abundantly.
I already am, brother. I already am. May you be blessed abundantly, and thank you for the opportunity. Keep on supporting local music. With your support, we are all stars.
Thank you so much. That is DJ Cleo right here on Radio 2000 on as well with us here on Saturday nights.
Here we go.
2
Radio
seconds.
2000 Saturday nights, 6 to 9 p.m.
And of course, earlier on when I was doing the show introduction, I did promise you that, Pitori, I've got your sound tonight.
Usibuso somabasa la ewoodlands mfethu uphushe mfethu ngoba into yenza mfethu uyayazi into yenza mfethu awuyigesi uyayazi mfethu into yenza sakuthanda mfethu nokuthi mfethu uyiqhenye ukuthi uyiqhenye ngento yenzayo awusabi mfethu ne-showcase ukuthi into mayenza wenza sure mfethu.
I know. The next one I'm playing is a very risky one. It's Baregeng.
Mogwant.
Yes.
Hey, now call again. I mean, this thing when you greet a petty person, and when you find out they're petty, then you go, wakushi.
They don't like it.
when you greet Cherwa Pitor, and you find out she's from Pitor, you're like, Mugwanti. You're like, no. Like, sorry. What is it, Mugwanti ki?
So yeah, no. It's like with some people they'll say they don't consider Gqom music. With some people they'll say that they don't consider Amapiano music. I think one of the biggest things to happen to Amapiano is the addition of vocals.
Yes.
Because remember the one that was quite big was that Gong Gong. It's cut.
Yes.
It was big, but there were no vocals. And then
I hupule.
Yes.
And then how do you sing it? Or how do you talk about it?
How do you talk about it? Because people are like gong gong gong.
That's it.
Yes. And then they did Sheshageza, which was the first widely known Amapiano song with vocals. Sheshageza.
No, it was second to Kabza and Liches. Umshove.
Yeah, that one was also quite.
So that was the turning point.
The turning point of piano, and then.
But also, it gave birth to artists.
Yes, because I mean, Amapiano track more bigger, because here, like, see, Mzopulet is the artist, and then Casablanca is a song.
Yeah.
Amapiano, we're artists, and on one track.
Yeah.